Hi everyone, and welcome to the Football Predictions Game Week 22 results and analysis. And I'm here with Atul Jani.
Hello there, pundits, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed, mate. It seems like we've been away for quite some time, haven't we?
It has been. It seems like a lifetime. So many weeks have gone by. So many things have happened in the predictions.
Craziness.
But I think the main point is let's get cracking with the last week. Which
Absolutely,
we had our
mate.
predictions.
Game Week 22. Massive changes. Martin, Game Week winner. 330 points with a blockbuster Joker card.
Fantastic. There you go. It shows the effects of a Joker card can be, and you've still got two more to play.
Unbelievable shot. I mean, was it the Brighton Bournemouth that was the hot shot game?
Yeah.
It got kicked us off, and he got it right. And a Joker card, 180 points in that game because, it's just a phenomenal result, really, wasn't it, mate?
Well, this is the thing. It's a combination of picking up those bonus points and using the Joker card effectively as well.
Absolutely.
So well done, buddy.
Yeah, fantastic score. Pendra also was the other player to use a Joker card. He scored 140 points, which isn't too bad, to be fair.
No, not at all. I mean, Pendra's got some pedigree anyway. Let's be honest about it. He knows the game inside out.
Of course he does. And then you go Gary, 150 points, which without a Joker card's no mean feat. Frank, them two we know they're rivals. 195 points from Frank on a standard game week. That is fantastic.
Listen, those two guys, they stormed in the beginning. They were doing really well, and then they just tailed off. But it's good to see them back in the mix again.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Well done, buddy.
And the only other player in Game Week 22 to get a mention for the 100 points or more was Alessandro, 120 points.
Yeah.
And mate, briefly on Alessandro, he's having a brilliant season.
He is. He's been there or thereabouts.
Him
and Riccardo to see who's the reigning supreme Italian.
Absolutely. Well, going back to Martin, 330 points on a blockbuster Joker card, mate. That takes him to the top of the standard right now table by 5. I think it was by 5 points, just over yourself. But in the end of season, as it looks with all the bonus points calculated table, he's actually taken the lead by 55 points. He's gone up from 5th to first place.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just highlights the importance of these bonus points, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
can make a difference between, first place, second place, third place, and when there's a dash for the cash, it's really important.
Yeah, there's a bit of a gap between Alessandro and Daniel in 3rd and 4th respectively, because obviously the top 3 of the points is where the money's at, and there's a 90-point difference. There's a slight gap opening up, and then 5th and 6th, which is Riccardo and Daniel Bullock. There's a bit of a gap there as well, so that we are starting to see these trends happening now, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, we are, but then don't forget, as Martin he had a stonking week, and that can all change again.
And there's Joker cards to be played. There's 3 Joker cards per season per player. So I haven't played any. I don't think you have yet.
No.
So you just confirm to us basically when you want to play one, and all points in that game week are doubled. However, if it's a Predictions Cup week, then in the Cup, those points, those double points don't count in the cup, because otherwise it would be an unfair advantage to your opponent. But for the league, they most definitely do. But yeah, we're seeing some. And anyway, I'm off the bottom temporarily,
well done,
obviously,
well done,
but
mate.
I actually clawed off the bottom over Christmas. Picked up the player of the month as well. 50 bonus points I needed. But there's a lot of interesting movement going on at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, and a lot of people are jostling for positions, moving up the table, and a lot of people thinking, new year, new start. Whatever happened at the tail end of that bit in 2017, let's just pick up on it and move forward. And I think there'll be a lot of people confident and optimistic about getting the predictions right or a good score.
Yeah, and obviously from what the luck and skill and judgment that Martin's just had on game week 22, everyone's going to think, well, why can't it be me? So they're going to be looking at these fixtures even more. Yeah, it can, and basically trying to pit their wits on a Joker card to see what happens. But anyway, as we usually do, I say usually, it's been a while. Game week 23, we've got Hot Shot game, which is your Watford versus Southampton, which I want to ask you about in a minute. We've got the first goal scorer, which is West Brom versus Brighton, but we've also got a tasty little Super 6 game, which is Liverpool-Man City. So out of all the fixtures, I've just highlighted those ones because they're where the real points are at. But Hot Shot, Watford-Southampton, what are you saying there?
That's tricky. Both of them aren't doing well. little bit disappointed with Southampton.
Normally good in defence,
yeah,
aren't they?
They are good. Then they've lost Van Dijk, so let's see how they react to that. Striking department, both of them.
Charlie Austin's out.
Yeah, and both of them are struggling, aren't they? And I think that's a problem. And Watford, unfortunately, despite having a good start to the season, are starting to tail off, and they're justifying the bookies' thoughts on being relegation contenders at the beginning of the season.
Good point, mate.
So maybe in that sense, whoever's put Watford down as a relegation and a possible 100 points, then
everyone's going to be scrambling to see what the
but it's
bonus
going to be a close
are.
one. I don't see a lot of goals in it because I don't see both sides scoring too many.
Well, that Richarlison had a good start to the season, but he hasn't really scored for a little while, has he? Deeney's out, I think, as well.
Yeah,
so, Christ, we could have thought about that and chose a different hotshot game there. But first goal scorer, West Brom, Brighton. Now, Brighton just won their cup game, didn't they, the other night?
Yeah, but it's a cup game. Let's be honest, it's a different kettle of fish.
West Brom, is it Pardew there now, isn't it?
Pardew's at West Brom. I mean, he's got to get the best out of Solidon and Rondon at the end of the day and get him to scoring. You know, he's the key to it. It's difficult. I don't know. Can't see anyone again scoring. That's me. But
could be a 0-0, couldn't it? On the first goal scorer round, could be 0-0.
Could be.
Liverpool, Man City, Super Six. It's double points. It's a massive game. Man City. I mean, well, I was listening at home last night, 92nd minute of 93 minutes, and they always find a way.
Well,
I think there was
That's what he's champions.
Yeah, earlier in the season they pulled out against a lower team. I can't remember who it was. They pulled out a 96-minute Raheem Sterling goal. So you know they're worth goals. But Liverpool, Virgil at the back for 75 mil, just got through against Everton in the cup. They're scoring goals as well.
They're scoring goals, but they've lost Coutinho. So
How
they play without him. I mean, I saw an interesting statistic was that in the last, I think, 10 or 15 years, City haven't won at Liverpool.
Really?
But then again, with this form, I wouldn't bet against them.
Mate, I'm stroking my bit. I had a shave this morning. Whereas you, mate, over Christmas, it's all come on, isn't it? Good statistic, mate. I like that. Some other games are interesting. Sparky, ex-Man United, right? Just got the boot at Stoke. It's Man United Stoke on the Monday night game. If they don't appoint before Monday, you could feel that, wow, they could get an absolute tonking from Man United. But we all know about teams that, even in the Cup, where playing against teams ain't got a manager and they go away to the Forest. But anyway, what do you reckon on that?
It's a tricky one. I mean, Man United have got more to prove than Stoke, let's be honest. They're starting to feel a bit of a pressure. There's rumblings of discontent. Jose Mourinho started with the mind games a lot more now.
War of words with Conte, who's the littler man.
Yeah, so... it's a difficult one. I do expect Manchester United to win it, like with everyone else. It may be a slender margin. I don't think their midweek goal-scoring capabilities are that good, to be honest. They tend to win by the odd goal more than anything else. But it's an interesting one. For me, another interesting game I picked out was a game of the two champions over the last two seasons, Chelsea versus Leicester City.
What a game, mate. I tell you, you've always got a chance if you've got Vardy in your team.
Yeah.
Kante obviously now plays for Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting at the Bridge. I always think the way that if you open yourselves up to someone like Leicester anyway, and they can catch you on the account, potential ingredient for a very good game, and you'd say Chelsea at home naturally would win. But if Leicester City are up for it, mate, this could be a very interesting encounter.
No one takes them lightly nowadays, ever since the fantastic feat they did a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Their players are noted and they're world class, let's be honest about it. Chelsea, I don't know, Morata missed a few sitters against you guys, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But I do see still Chelsea winning, but it's going to be an interesting one.
Chelsea got a little bit Leicester have got a bit more of a break because Chelsea playing Arsenal tonight. Yeah. Leicester aren't playing this midweek, so who knows? I don't go along with players are tired and all that nonsense.
That's why squad's up there, isn't it?
Yeah. One fixture that looks tasty to me on paper is the Saturday evening game, Spurs versus Everton. I know Barkley's just gone to Chelsea, but Everton, under Allardyce, I'm not a biggest fan of Allardyce, but Gary and the guys in the group have said, he's quite strong before, and he's proven his worth. I think he's only lost once, hasn't he, so far since he's been there?
Lost once.
Or twice now, I guess, with the cup defeat.
Yeah, but what I would say is that their biggest concern is scoring goals, whereas Tottenham, they've got a goal-scoring machine.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we all know goals count at the end of the day.
But it's at Wembley, right? And if Rooney's playing, he does like Wembley. Obviously,
like
Kane's there as well. He obviously likes anywhere. But I just think that could be an interesting...
It could be, but then I think Spurs have ridden that hoodoo of the Wembley curse as well.
Oh,
so
they're
they're banging in goals now, and they scored a stonker the other day, didn't they?
Son. Oh, it was Son, unbelievable. Well, I tell you what's happening to Ali at the moment? He's lost everything, but Son is the main man, I think, at the moment. He can make it tick like a clock. But
Everton need to invest in a striker in order for them to be taken a bit more seriously.
Well, they have. They've bought that Turkish guy, haven't they? Was it 20-something million? It's, I mean, there's so many trends. There's probably one happening right now. Sky Sports Centre are confirming we not privy to. But yeah, there's comings and goings, and who knows. But listen, game week 23. Hope you're enjoying the game so far. As I always say, we've had kind of half year, I guess, a half season, halfway mark, and you know where you are now as a little player report. But keep pushing on, keep doing well. We're going to be mentioning players come next week, and then I think the Predictions Cup comes back. I think it's next week, isn't it? Game week 24?
24.
I think,
Yes.
So that'll be interesting as that comes back into the mix with some fixtures. But keep getting your predictions in early, and just look out for those points, mate. And you're not on the top at the moment, but I always like, as an ex-champion 3-time, I like to leave the guys with one of your final thoughts, mate.
Final thoughts is it's 2018, new year. Look to it positively and get your predictions in on time. And as I say, you've got to be in it to win it. So good luck, pundits.
Good luck, guys.